Before we start our first keynote today, let's test our real-time voting system. Please take the remote control devices that you have on your seats. And now I would like to answer you the following question. Can we have the first real-time voting question, please? You see it on the screen. What is your opinion on cultural exchange and world peace as a mission of travel companies? If you think it's cultural exchange and world peace should be a number one priority, then you should press 1. Should rank equally alongside economic success goals, please press number 2. And if you think these are political goals, they are not a priority, then please press number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, please vote now. So, 43.9% and 43.9%. This is really a funny result. For the answer number 1, should be a number 1 priority and should rank equally alongside economic success goals. Yeah, it seems to be a little bit of a paradigm shift, isn't it? Will tourism really become a peace industry? Mrs. Sun, welcome at ITB 2018. We are looking forward to your keynote on travel, a gateway to global peace and prosperity. Mrs. Sun, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome at ITB.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to be here to represent a very young company in China, which start to serve the customers from China to the world and hopefully around the world. Today, my topic is travel is a gateway to the global prosperity and global peace. That covers our survey. I think both leading the world global peace as well as prosperity for travel are both very important. When we talk about peace, it's the opposite from conflicts. When we focus on our short-term benefits, then we have conflicts of interest, which will result zero-sum competition. However, if we focus on long-term vision, then we will stress more on the shared values. And we will cultivate a win-win cooperations. That is what ITB is striving for. That's the reason why each one of us are coming here to look for a win-win partnership. Because a win-win partnership will motivate us to have mutual understanding and support. And mutual understanding and support cannot be established if we are not connected. So for travel, we believe it's about connecting. We connect people, place, experience with our wonderful memories. And travel also promotes cultural exchange. It allows us to step into others' shoes. It allows us to have heart-to-heart interactions. So our strong belief from C-Trip is that every traveler can essentially become an ambassador for his or her own culture. One thing that C-Trip works very hard on and invests heavily on is technology. Because technology lifts the limitation set by the country borders. And it's about connecting. So travel and tourism connects human needs with human behaviors. In C-Trip, we heavily invest in ABC. A stands for artificial intelligence. B stands for big data. C stands for cloud computing. With big data, we are able to understand our travelers better. Therefore, we can give this information to our business partners, such as hotels, airlines, local tour operators, as well as the travel agencies around the world, for them to prepare for the infrastructure to handle the increased volumes. With artificial intelligence, we're able to do intelligent analysis and give precise recommendations to our travelers and precise recommendations to our hotel partners, to our airlines partners, and travel agencies around the world. This is a picture showing how much data we are handling every day. In Ctrip, we have 300 million, the size of the United States. We have so many registered users in our database. And every day, we have 50 TB that we are reviewing. Using these data, we're able to give the traffic volumes to different travel agencies, hotel partners, airlines partners, so they can better do yield management. And customers with these data and forecast will be able to find areas that with less crowds, better value. So, utilizing our 50 TB every day, we are able to increase our users' experience by cutting their travel costs by 10%. And meanwhile, for hotels, they are also increasing the occupancy rate during the peak season by 20%. During the slack season, their occupancy rate can increase by 30%, 300% as well. Using our data, we are able to strive for a win-win management, revenue management for our partners. Also, through monitoring our data, we're able to help our business partners to build a very healthy market. So this picture shows you the customers' complaints rates. The red dot shows in certain area, customer complaints is increasing. And therefore, when we send this information to our business partners, they will deploy enough manpower to solve these issues, whether to increase the allotment for the hotels, or increase the flight numbers into certain routes, or increase the manpower into the attractions. Also, we're able to provide insight to optimize the travel resources. So for example, when we stay in the Hilton Hotel in Berlin, we can tell people what's the traffic volume to the nearby travel destinations. And during the Golden Week holidays, we can see millions of people are going to the Great Wall, to the Moon Temple of Heaven. So our data would derive our customers to the areas with fewer crowds, with better experience. And also, we are able to fully utilize our data to analyze travelers' demographics, whether they are male versus female, age, their sensitivity to the price move, etc. By doing that, our hotel partners as well as airline partners will be able to target at the different targeted market and maximize their yield. And I know our travel destination group works very closely with each travel bureau to make sure we provide these data to these travel bureaus, and in order for them to build the infrastructures and best serve the customers inbound. So in our minds, technology are the pillars for our platform. It helps us to overcome the limits of the physical distance. And travel industry should really leverage the technology to help travelers to focus on their travel experience. For us, our data enable us to customize the product offerings. So for example, when we see a customer that's traveling by using business class or first class tickets, Then when they try to fly from Beijing to Berlin, we'll recommend a suitable hotel, a 5-star hotel for them. When they decide to stay in the Waldorf Hotel, then we calculate the distance between the airport to the hotel, and we will push a limousine service to the customer. When they check in with the hotel, then our global shopping team will present a nice shopping cart for them. These are the products we pre-negotiated for our customers. And when they want to have food, have a good experience of the local food, we also have a team that recommend different food resources to our travelers. So travel with Ctrip, we want to make sure we give the best products to our customer. And Ctrip is the only company who can offer this one-stop shopping experience to the travelers around the world. So by doing that, our volume increased 63%, and conversion rate also increased nicely by 90%. The customer versus hotel is strive for a win-win partnership. Also, we connect to different means of transportation. So for example, China's air tickets service is very advanced. Last year, we sold about 250 million tickets. But during the summer season, there are lots of storms. So when we see the airport has delays, massive delays in airplanes, we'll automatically push the high-speed railway tickets to the customers. And we'll change their rental car, their hotel reservation for our customers automatically. So personalization recommendation, intelligent product combination, and also we offer 24/7 services. No matter if there is a tsunami in Japan, or earthquake in Nepal, or a shooting in Las Vegas, our system enables us to locate where our customers are. So within minutes, our team will be able to locate our customers. Within a day, our team will be able to rescue our customer back to China or back to their home country. So we also offer the Natural Disaster Relief Fund. To an extent, the customer suffers because of the natural disasters. Without asking any questions, Ctrip team will refund the customers with 100% of the amount they paid, and also bring them back home with peace in mind. So when customers travel with us, we want to make sure they have peace in mind and worry-free, and have worry-free travel experience. So through AI and big data, we're able to connect users and products through our platform. We are able to leverage our technology power to serve the customers around the world. So travel, we always ask our team, what is travel? If the theory of origin stands, we all travel from Africa. Our human instinct is an important pillar for economy. If we look at the GDP growth rate for the past 6 years, travel grows faster than the average GDP growth rate for the past 6 years. Travel contributes 6.7 trillion, represents 10% of the overall GDP. And if we look at the global job opportunity, 1/10 of the job opportunities are associated with travel. So as we look around the world, the violence around the world is decreasing. If we look at the income level distribution is more equalized. These two elements really give us a solid foundation to promote peace and promote world economy as well as the global peace. So what is travel? The Chinese saying, the Chinese teaching is that it's better to travel 10,000 miles than to read 10,000 books. And Mark Twain says, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And St. Augustine says, the world is a book, and those who do not travel only read one page. So we believe life is a journey, not a destination. Here at ITB, our team is looking forward to develop strong partnership to serve our shared customer better every day. And before I conclude, our team also wanted me to say something about the International Women's Day that is coming. I see a lot of female leaders in the audience, and Ctrip has 33,000 employees. More than 50% of the employees are females. More than 1/3 of the executives are females. However, as the only CEO in the internet space, I feel tremendous responsibility to encourage our employees to step up, speak up, and take on more responsibility. So today is a perfect time for us to celebrate the International Women's Day and to also celebrate the wonderful holiday with all the females and males together. I think together, male or female, Asians or Europeans or Americans, all people around the world, we can bring the world together, bring peace together, bring economic prosperity to each country if we work closely with each other. That's our dream. I believe that's our common dream. We'll work very hard with you to develop a global travel industry and promote global peace. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Very nice. I'm just going to move this clock because I can't see it. Okay, please. So we were just discussing when I first visited Ctrip in Shanghai, when I had hair. There were 10,000 employees, and I checked my notes. Last May, when we were on stage together at ITB China in Shanghai, there were 30,000 employees. How many now?
Right now, it's about 33,000 employees.
Wow. What is it like to manage? Because you talk about technology and innovation. These are things generally that smaller, younger entrepreneurial companies do. So how do you it's almost like a conflict. How do you manage enormous growth, huge staff, and still be innovative and nimble?
Yeah, I think within the work, we strive for efficiency. We hire lots of engineers from the Silicon Valley. We hire lots of good students from top universities. Right now, we have about 8,000 engineers in our group. We build
8,000 out of 33,000 are software engineers.
That's right. Wow. So we'd love to invite each of you to visit our head office in Shanghai on the 11th floor of our building. We build hotel rooms, we build showers, we build workout facilities so these engineers can work. They normally release the product at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning. So we want to make sure they are very well taken care of. So at workplace, Ctrip team works very hard. We work with our partners globally. So I remember one time I told a global partner that we'll put 100% efforts to it. So our staff bring sleeping bags and slept on the floor while they were trying to do the coding. So when they finish the first shift, China shift, the second team goes on. They do the second shift. And then when they finish the second shift, they were still sending emails in the global places, but the other side stopped sending emails back. Yeah. So they were very confused because in their mind, 100% efforts, meaning 24 hours nonstop. Yeah. So that's the working attitude we have.
Maybe when I come and visit next time, I'll take a nap on the floor.
We'd love to have you.
So you've been CEO now about a little less than
1 year.
1 year. And so what would you say, Jane, has changed the most under your leadership? And what would you say has stayed the same?
I think as the CEO of the company, I focus on 5 items. The first one is the technology advancement. So the investment into technology is kept up with a very strong momentum. The second one is the product comprehensiveness. We internally have Baby Tiger program because Ctrip is becoming so big. We need to make sure our employees are very innovative. So it's more young employees, if they bring you a business plan, and if we pass the investment committee's criteria, then they will have a CEO, CFO, CTO. They run their business as if they're a separate company.
Yeah.
So we keep up with this innovative spirit in order to bring new products into the pipeline. The third thing is the service. I think service is extremely important. So our service team right now in China is about 10,000 employees. And these kids are very, very young. The average age is about 20-something. And they're the single child during the one-child policy in China.
So you have 10,000 people in customer service,
8,000
average age
technology.
20.
20, yeah. So at home, they're the only child in the family. So they're the little prince and princess in the family. But in Ctrip, we train them very well. They move, we ask them, our slogan is, let the customer hear your smile. Because customers do not see our service team, but they can hear their voice. So we want the customer to hear their voice. So service, again, is very important. And then if we are strong in technology, product, service, our brand will become very important.
Yeah.
And also pricing will have some leverage. So that's something day in and day out I look into.
Right. And also, historically, Ctrip was focused on Chinese travelers, domestic and outbound. But I would say in the last year or so, with you as CEO, Ctrip has made a strategic expansion to become very much international company. You bought Skyscanner, the meta-search business in Scotland, several tour operators in the United States, and now Trip.com. So that's a shift. Could you explain to the audience why Ctrip is now expanding internationally with investments and acquisitions?
Yeah, Ctrip was established in China, so the majority of our business is still China-based. And as our customer elevating to a new level, their GDP per capita is increasing. The visa restrictions on Chinese travelers are being lifted. It's much easier nowadays for Chinese travelers to come to Berlin, to the USA, to Australia, New Zealand. So all that gives us a solid foundation to serve our customers well. So our philosophy is always listen to our customer. If our customer are ready to travel abroad, we need to provide the best product for them. So for example, now Ctrip represents more than 50 to 60% of the business class or first class tickets are sold through Ctrip. And these tickets are not only
all tickets sold in China. 50 to 60% of the front
business,
of the bus.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then I told the story to many of the audience already. The most expensive tour package we did was cost consumer 200,000 USD. Very expensive. 88 days around the world. So when I first heard about the product, I was telling our team, you can only do it, it's a marketing tool. People who have the money do not have the time for 88 days. And people who have the 88 days won't be able to afford 200,000.
Did you meet those customers?
Yeah, so guess how long did it take us to sell these packages?
Quickly.
Very quick. How quick? Any guess? 1 hour, very broad. 17 seconds. So we're able to sell this expensive tour package with 22 passengers within 17 seconds, which also for me is a good learning experience. That tells us that the consumer's behavior, consumers' buying power is increasing.
Did you get an alert right away that we just sold $200,000 in 17 seconds?
Yeah.
So you mentioned United States. So specifically, what are the 2 tour operators you acquired in the United States?
So for the 3 tour operators we acquired, they are mainly Chinese-speaking tour operators.
So inbound, receptive.
Yeah, inbound.
And then recently, Trip.com.
Trip.com was acquired by Skyscanner because they like to have Trip.com's POI. So these 2 teams works well.
You also have investments, I believe, in China Eastern Airlines and cruise ships. So for global large travel companies, C-Trips diversification is extraordinary.
Right.
Most other travel companies that do diversify just buy kind of similar brands and businesses. And what's the thinking behind this incredible diversification in assets, countries, different types of businesses?
Sure. Our investment philosophy is very disciplined. We have 3 criteria when we make a move into the investment field. The first one, it has to be very closely linked to travel industry. There are lots of other good opportunities. Even the building facility we bought is tenfold in terms of the return. But we are not in the real estate business, right? So all
not
excuse me. All the investment we make has to be closely linked to C-Trip core business, which is travel. The second thing is each vertical. Thank you very much. Each vertical, we are looking at number 1 or number 2 players in the market because our belief is we give this company our volume, our synergy, that company can 1 + 1 needs to equals to 10. The third one is we need to be very disciplined. Even a good company ranked number 1 when it is during the peak of a hype, we're very disciplined. We will not make a move until the market gives us a good opportunity. For example, we made the investment in the very fast-growing economic chain, Hanting, during the financial crisis. Many investors left them during that time, but we know how good they are, so we made a quick investment.
Interesting. And so back domestically, you acquired Qunar, the meta-search business. How's that integration going?
It's doing very well.
Must have been a big project.
It is. Yeah. But doing very well because the employees for both sides are both very young, wants to do the right thing. So C-Trip targets the customer are more business customers, high-end customers. Qunar has an image and a branding power that is really appealing to the young people.
And are you still running Qunar as a separate business?
Yeah.
Completely. Different location? Or
different location in Beijing.
And then you still have some significant competitors in China. So Fliggy, which is part of Alibaba, right? And I'm not sure how to pronounce Meituan. Can you talk about those 2 businesses and how you adjust being CEO to respond to such significant competitors?
Sure. I think we shouldn't focus on our competitor. Really, the focus should be on our customer and our business partner. If we do the right thing for our customer and our business partner, we'll win. And so in the past, our advancement is rapid.
And so is Fliggy growing? Are they focusing on customers as well, or you don't really know?
I think Fliggy has been in the business for as long as I have been with the company in the past 12 years. They have changed their name 3 times.
AliTrip?
AliTrip, Qunar, and then
now
Fliggy.
Fliggy.
And they just announced they changed the new CEO. So I think every company has its own gene. Ali is a very strong company. Their strength is in e-commerce, Alipay, cloud, etc.
Yes.
Very strong. But for travel, I think it's a small piece of their overall business. We spent 24 hours thinking nothing else except for travel. And we attract the best talents in the travel market.
Yeah.
So I think every company has its strengths. Our team really are very disciplined and very efficient.
Yeah. You mentioned Alipay. What percentage of C-Trip transactions are paid with Alipay?
Right now, the WeChat comes up, and we also connect with UnionPay and 20 other banks.
Yes.
So our payment platform is very diversified and balanced.
And I've noticed that a lot of businesses around the world, if they don't expand their forms of payment they accept, it's difficult to get a lot of Chinese travelers. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. So C-Trip actually, before Alipay and WeChat Pay, we already work with all the banks around China to have their credit card on the portfolio. So very well balanced.
The bright lights remind me that I have plenty of questions. Jane and I could speak for hours, but if anyone has a question, please interrupt me. Otherwise, we'll keep going. Oh, so there. So go ahead.
There is a question at the back, gentlemen.
Do you have a microphone? Is there a microphone?
Or you can come to the front.
I think she has one. Going once, going twice. All right, now you're famous.
It's done? Okay.
Yeah, it's up.
Sorry about that. Davis from Smartlinks Airlines. I'm just wondering, what are your plans for Europe, and do you have any expansion plans there? And what is your opinion on aviation growth? Sort of, do you see any trends that China is really going to be the biggest?
What's your second question?
About aviation growth in China. Do you have any view on sort of aviation airline integration with hotels and that sort of thing in mind for C-Trip?
So I think
Sure.
Europe expansion and then aviation
Aviation
growth.
expansion.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Sure. Our air ticketing growth is growing very rapidly. Right now, our total volume exceeded any players in the market and become number one. Europe represents a good opportunity because there is no strong OTA for aviation. And our investment into Skyscanner further strengthen our competitiveness into the aviation industry. So Skyscanner used to have this model, they only compare price. But C-Trip gave all our booking facilities to Skyscanner. So now when you look at the price, if C-Trip's price is the most appealing to you, when you click on C-Trip on Skyscanner, you will be able to directly book your tickets there. So what we have seen is the conversion rate increase significantly on Skyscanner. And also for C-Trip, we're able to get more volumes from that search engine. It's a
you
win-win
also own
operation.
Fusion that integrates all the different airlines, especially the low-cost
carrier. So the second investment is Travel Fusion. It's also in London. They aggregate the low-cost carrier on their platform, which we fully utilize their strength as well.
Yeah. I was surprised to learn that C-Trip now has 6,500 retail stores. Old-fashioned brick and mortar, as we say, throughout China. They're all in China, correct?
Yes.
What's the reasoning behind augmenting this big online business with 6,500 stores?
Yeah, I think for us, we have very strong brand in the first-tier cities such as Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. Also very strong in the coastal area where the economic prosperity has been achieved. But China is a huge country.
Yeah.
There are lots of remote cities that nobody has heard about Ctrip before. So we believe establish these offline stores will enable us to further penetrate into these remote cities very rapidly.
And do you think, Jane, over time, you won't need as many offline stores and that number would decrease, or you think there'll be more offline stores?
Yeah, so our marketing team is two legs. We will increase our online investment into these regions, and this return is very easily measurable. To an extent, if the ROI reaches our target, we will increase our investment. And also we monitor each store, how many people we can host, what's the branding power. To an extent, the ROI is positive. I think we will
Keep
further.
expanding.
Yeah,
Are there
we'll
any
further.
plans to open offline stores outside of China?
Not yet. Yeah, I think the business model works well in China, and China is a very big market. We need to make sure we know the industry know-how in the offline model very well before we make another move.
Recently, before we wrap up, I wanted you to share with the audience. So recently were the Golden Week holidays. And, well, everybody at ITB is in travel, so we know about holidays and travel. But could you share with the audience, like, how many travelers did Ctrip book just for Golden Week?
Our growth for outbound is triple digits for Golden Week holidays. And guess what's the most expensive package we booked?
Oh.
It's not 88 days, it's only 1 week.
$8,000.
8,000. It's more than 12,000 to the South Pole. And
South
there
Pole.
is South Pole.
And how many customers would you say booked with Ctrip for Golden Week?
Oh, for Golden Week. Altogether, we have 300 million registered users,
Right.
100 million active users. For Golden Week holiday, almost everyone is on our platform booking, because we offer more than 60 products. So anything you can think of, whether it's a golf tour, photography tour, diving, skiing. I did heli skiing in Whistler, which is also wonderful,
yes,
right? So lots of innovative products are tested on our platform as well.
I had to say, personally, it's been amazing because I remember when Ctrip started, and to have this opportunity to sit with you and hear these unbelievable numbers should be good news for anybody in travel about the potential for
Thank
growth.
you.
So I hope to see you in Shanghai in May.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jane Sun, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. We hope to see you in China. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Peace.